I'm back, and it certainly has been quite some time since I last spoke to you. Now, as some of you may have been aware, if you do follow me on my other social media platforms, I recently announced my diagnosis with autoimmune hepatitis that I found out about after a biopsy last December. Basically, my immune system is incredibly strong to the extent that it's now decided that it no longer likes my liver, and so it's in the process of beating the crap out of it, unfortunately. Now, without medical treatment and good management, the prognosis is around about 5 years. But given that I have a good doctor and also blessed with the fact that we caught it very early and an extensive regime of medication, I should be fine. Now, fingers crossed. Now, I've been told there should be no impact on my life expectancy as long as things remain as stable as they are now. On a more positive note, I'm free to now continue in my lifelong passion of being out with nature. And I mean, I don't feel like I'm impaired in any way. It's just internally there's some squabbling going on between the tenants, as it were. So while 2021 was a pretty strenuous year mentally and physically for me, I'm now happy to be back into the swing of things, and I've got my sights set on getting out there in the wild, where I belong. Now, my plan for this coming year is to not try and feed the YouTube algorithm of daily or twice weekly uploads, in fact far from it. My goal for 2022 moving forward is to provide quality rather than quantity, and I'm going to be stepping away from concentrating on photographic tutorials, as I tend to shoot long exposure landscapes and oceanscape scenes. And it's a technique that is, in all fairness, pretty simple. And to be honest, between you and me, I think things have started to feel very repetitive, which leads me to realise and to believe that is why the channel may come across as a little bit lacklustre. So I'm hoping to change all of that. So instead, for the coming year, I'm going to be concentrating on creating just 2 videos a month to start, at least to start with. Now, if it does pick up traction and the frequency of uploads will increase to a point that I'm comfortable with. Now, initially, the main video will be focusing on my explorations on the island of Okinawa and maybe further afield in the Ryukyus, depending on how things go. And all of these will be as I go in search of specific wildlife or simply to see what I can find at any given place. Now, this island is amazing where wildlife is concerned, and as such it's home to numerous endemic and all too often endangered species. To date, I've filmed a massive amount of wildlife and had amazing encounters and managed to film species even for the first time. And it would be amiss of me to not share this adventure. Now, a second video may or may not be produced each month if there is content enough for it. This second film will be more in the realm of gear reviews if I feel there is something newly acquired that merits promotion. Now, I'm going to be buying the gear, and I have bought the gear myself, so the reviews that I make will be honest and true. And I won't pull any punches. If I don't like something or if I don't like a feature, I'll let you guys know. So here's to 2022 and the adventure within the wilds of Okinawa that await. Now, on a more serious note, I want to take this opportunity to talk a little bit about an idea that I have that may or may not impact the way we live and the way our children will live in the future. Now, as you may have seen across numerous social media platforms, our planet is in dire straits. It's rapidly heating up, wildlife populations are in free fall, and the environment is being cleared and sold off to the highest bidder. Trying to stand in the way of this rape, as it were, for the want of a better word, of our natural planet quickly earns one the label of tree hugger or fanatic. Now, I, for one, have never understood how it is that if I protest the destruction of a forest, a species, or an industry based on the extraction of fossil fuels or other valuable minerals, that I'm the one who's supposed to be a fanatic, a deviant. Now, all of this while politicians and industrial leaders laud and reward those who destroy and monetize pretty much every aspect of our existence here on Earth. Finding a solution to this is harder than trying to draw blood from a stone. Many of the established and big-name conservation groups are now so large that their focus is more on meeting payroll office rents and marketing budgets before any funds can be diverted to the causes that they say they support. So large have they become that we also see them aligning with industrial entities that would have been their arch nemesis during their formative years. So in a world seemingly driven by the almighty dollar, how can conservation make a stand, be effective? A hunch of mine is to play them at their own game. Now I'm asking everybody who watches this channel, and in fact this video, if they haven't already, to please subscribe. And once you've done that, please tell your friends, your families and your complete social circles to do the same. Then pass it on. Please ask your social circle to further tell their families, their friends and their acquaintances to also subscribe, and so on and so forth. Now my idea through monetization is to channel the resulting ad revenue into conservation efforts, to help with land purchases to stop the advancement of its destruction for fossil fuel extraction, to help with medical teams as they work to help safeguard a species from extinction, or to help support indigenous groups as they battle against those who challenge their access to lands and their rights to work what is existentially theirs. Now I will always be one person. I will always only have one small office in my home. My goals are simply to do what is right by nature and for our children as they look towards an uncertain future. To create a Google account, if you don't already have one, takes a matter of minutes. Now I'm not asking for donations other than those couple of minutes it takes to create an account, and then on top of that, your subscription to this channel. If you then never do anything from that point forward, no interactions, no comments, no views even, that's fine. Although I do believe that will be somewhat impossible given that I'm hoping to create some pretty cool content in the coming year. Now above all, it's the digit of your subscription that the algorithm sees, and it is that which drives the ad revenue. You may never have to walk a protest line or stand with a placard to show your distaste at the destruction of lands or species. Your subscription here will go towards creating the change that those protests aim for. Well, there you have it, folks. A quick and easy reintroduction with my medical situation now on track. I'll be looking to start out once again and have an upload ready by hopefully the middle of February. That initial video will be a gear review of a couple of items that I've acquired since my past upload. Now I have to wait until around the middle of February for the wildlife to start emerging from their own self-imposed winter lockdowns. But once they do start emerging, it should then accelerate pretty quickly into a time span of about 2 weeks before things start to get crazy. The tree frogs will come out in force and start mating. And where there are frogs, there are frog eaters. So please do, as mentioned, feel free to subscribe and get your friends, family and everybody you know who may cherish our natural world and want to offer the best for our children to do the same. Please also slap that notifications bell so that you'll be updated as and when new content is available from yours truly. Now all that remains for me is to wish you all the best. So from my family to yours, please take care, please do stay happy, stay safe and above all, be healthy. These really are testing times, so please do take care until we delve once more into the beauty of our planet, whether that's in the sea, in the wild, and while at all times respecting our magnificent and naturally diverse Earth. So cheers guys and girls, until the next time, I'll catch you soon.